Turning our attention to the Bundesliga now, and for Borussia Dortmund, of course, a big weekend. They've been struggling for form of late domestically, just 1 point out of a possible 9, and it was that 5-1 home defeat against Stuttgart that proved to be the final straw for the Borussia Dortmund board. Lucien Favre sacked. Kasey, Keller and Steve Cherundolo join us to reflect on this decision. Steve, was it a surprise for you?
I think the timing was certainly a surprise to me. Getting rid of a head coach in the middle of an English week is certainly not the best way to go into the next couple games, especially with very little time for the new coach to prepare, which just tells me that things were not right on the inside for a long time, and this was just the last straw. So not surprising that they made the move, just that they made it in the middle of the English week.
It was the manner, wasn't it, of that defeat, Kasey, particular that 10-minute spell where they just looked a complete and utter mess, where they conceded 3 of those 5 goals.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, when you look at they go a goal down, big deal, and then they get the equalizer, and then you fully expect the club of Dortmund's talent to then push on after that equalizer. But in fact, it went the other direction. And in some ways, they were lucky that it was only 5-1. Yeah, it was the manner of which it was. I agree with Steve as well. I thought the timing was a little bit odd, particularly this close to the winter break, that you could have just seen it out in the last game before the winter break, just make that decision at that stage, have the preseason to bring in the new manager, or as it is, the Terzic to be able to come in and make that decision at that stage. But yeah, it was funny timing. But when you get beat 5-1, I think it's easier. The fans are so angry that it makes that much easier for the board to make that decision.
Steve, how much of it is it almost a vicious circle at Dortmund, in that they're so proud of the fact that they can bring in these youngsters and give them time on the pitch? But obviously, inevitably, a problem with that, with so much inexperience, you're not necessarily going to get the results that maybe fans are expecting.
Yeah, that's the issue. And I think, the difference between these two clubs, Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund, Bayern, they get finished products, players who know how to deal with tough situations, and younger players are still learning how to deal with these situations. And that's part of the business model of Borussia Dortmund. They have to live with it. And unfortunately, this very talented group is not capable to deal with a crisis yet. And I know those are the reasons why you bring in experienced players like Mats Hummels and Emre Can and Axel. But I think those 3 as well have been subpar with their performances, which doesn't enable them to pick up the slack in the locker room and be vocal about it and helping these younger players. So really, at the moment, it looks like 11 individuals out there, which is not good in a title race.
Kasey?
Yeah, I mean, it's a case where if you look at Bayern, Bayern has the players at the peak of their career. Dortmund right now has the players at the beginning, building their career up, and then at the end of their career. And I think that's the real difference, is Bayern is saying, we are getting the best players at the best time of their career to not only win domestic titles, but to win European titles as well. Dortmund are still in this, we're going to develop these players, and if we keep them, great, but we'll probably sell them for a bunch of money, and then we're happy to bring them back at the end of their career to give that experience. But that's the experience you have coming off the bench at Bayern. That guy that's near the end of his career, or the young kid coming off the bench. They are so focused on, this is the best players we can have right now to win, and Dortmund doesn't have that.
Edin Terzic then comes in as the coach. Steve, what can you tell us about him?
Well, he's a very bright coach, young man. He was the entire time with Lucien Favre in charge of tactics and the match plan as far as the opponent and their weaknesses and how to break them down. So he's a very hands-on coach, as it was anyway. So this is a completely natural move for him to take a step forward and to approach the team as a head coach. Of course, he'll be a little nervous, but he is fully capable of the job. He has worked in England and in Turkey as assistant coach, and I think he is more than ready for the job.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.